Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the fourth episode of the Weekly Drawing Challenge. I apologize if I sound a bit tired. It is because this drawing took me 2 full days. Yo, was it difficult. It was the winner. The winner was actually a tie between Zombie Jeanne of Arc and Jeanne d'Arc. Yeah, that's how you say it. And a unique spaceship. So I did a coin flip, and unique spaceship won. And I was really excited because I'm a big fan of concept spaceships. They're just so cool. You know, the artwork, especially the stuff that came out of the Star Wars, the latest Star Wars movie, was just so fantastic. So I was really keen to do a, uh, unique spaceship. So I pondered what I was going to do, and I did like a couple of sketches on my pad. You know, like you go for like a carrier type or a smaller like airship type, or even something that wasn't a spaceship, but a land spaceship, sort of like a futuristic speeder. And I remembered a very old digital painting that I've seen like maybe 9 years ago, which had like these futuristic F1 guys racing over the water. And when I thought about racing over the water, I thought about the new X-Wing scene that was in episode 7 of Star Wars. And like, I sort of wanted to fuse the two together. So then I started sketching like, BMWs, and like the shape of the BMW wasn't quite interesting enough to like exaggerate. So I decided to go with a Porsche because my dad owns a Porsche 911. And so I took that exact car, and as you can see, like when I started out, I had just like a rough outline of how it looked, not really close, but like I had like the features that I wanted to capture. And I just started like exaggerating those. And I eventually started bringing in like the Le Mans Porsche cars. Like I started bringing in some of their features, like the really old like back tail wing, and like sort of the slightly newer central ridge that goes down the middle for aerodynamics. And eventually you notice that I sort of fuse all of those together into one like futuristic speeder, the tail of the old Porsche Le Mans with the middle ridge of the modern Le Mans with the lights that come on the 911 GT3. And one of the features that I did capture was that sort of like the bottom being like so perfectly flat, and I think that really brings the whole futuristic there is no undercarriage to this car point across. So yeah, it was very difficult from a technical standpoint because spaceships and cars have this metallic, not only a metallic look, but all of the lines are super clean, and my style isn't very clean at all. So it was very much outside of my comfort zone, which is the whole point of this challenge, and I really enjoyed that fact that it pushed me in that sort of direction. So yeah, I'm actually extremely happy how this came out. Um, it could be improved on. It could be improved on in a lot of ways, but I just think I don't have the skill all the time to do it. That's just got to keep practicing. So private life. It was a quiet week. It was kind of funny because I'm teaching the second years how to do this sort of concept art, and so I got them to do silhouettes, which is literally just like a solid black drawing that focuses on sort of like the outlying shape. And you saw me do silhouettes before, and then this week they learned how to color that in, and I sort of just left them to their own devices. But to start off the lesson, what I did was I took one of the students' swords, a paladin-looking sword that I really liked, and I sort of was really inspired by it. So I grabbed it, put it in Photoshop, and I gave the sword a metallic look with like a nice gold and blue and a little bit of glow behind it. It looked really angelic, and I took it a step further by putting a sort of flare effect on the blade that like moved down the blade and rotated as it went, like a shing sort of effect. And I did that in like 20 minutes. I really had a lot of fun with it. Just showing them different techniques. And I look up and I just see the horrified faces of my students. Like, we're supposed to do that? Oh, shame. It was so funny. And after that, I just sort of left them up to their devices so that I could see their sort of speed and understanding of Photoshop. And then next week, I'm going to sort of just go a bit more in depth on some of the skills. Help them along during class. But I wanted them to also be able to gauge their own ability during lessons and realize that they need to pick up their speed if they want to be competitive. So yeah. And then this weekend, the college paid for a ticket to send me to the Animation Festival, which was absolutely amazing, mind-blowing. Unfortunately, I could only go on the Sunday because I was working on this on the Saturday and today. So I went this morning from about 12 up until like 6. So I spent a good, decent time there. Went to 2 presentations, which again also just amazed me. One of them was the guy that worked on Simon's Cat. I don't know if you've seen the animation. It's about this 2D cat that sort of just bothers his owner, Simon. If you've ever owned a cat, you immediately identify with it. And then the other one was a European dude that absolutely, like, he was my favorite. Like, just blew me out the water with his amazing technique. And he works for Fire and Sound, I think, is what the company's called. He's one of the directors. Not of the company, but a director, and he does. The company just specifies. What's the word I'm looking for? They specialize in game trailers, and just the workflow that they use was just mind blowing. First world stuff that South Africa just won't have access to for years to come. So yeah, like it both amazed me and upset me terribly. So yeah. What else? And then I can't remember what his name is now. I've got his business card somewhere. But downstairs in the sort of like artist alley, Wacom had a big setup, and they had invited some artists just to come and play around on their tablet. And the one guy was up on the stage, and he had this massive, like 40-inch Wacom PC, which is just a giant screen that's tilted at 45 degrees, and it's you can paint on it. Like, just so amazing and very, very, very expensive. And he was just doing that, and I walked up and he started chatting to me, and we started chatting about concept art, and he was just nice to talk to, and just an amazing artist in his own right. So yeah, hopefully I can work with him on some things down here, and that's the whole point of being here in Cape Town, is networking and meeting people like that just inspire you and want you to work hard, make you want to work harder. So yeah, good week. So I'm going to leave you with Bryce Fox as he sings Horns, and it is just amazing. So enjoy.
In her heart there's a hole, there's a black mark on her soul. In her hands is my heart, and she won't let go till it's scarred. Try to breathe but I can't, 'cause the air she feeds me is damned. Got a touch like a thorn, 'cause the girl she's hiding horns. She got blood cold as ice and a heart made of stone, but she keeps me alive. She's the beast in my bones. She gets everything she wants when she gets me alone, like it's nothing. She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit. She's a fire in the sand, and I burn breathing her but she keeps me alive. She's the beast in my bones. She gets everything she wants when she gets me alone, like it's nothing. She got two little holes and they give me a little bit. Pointed at me, there's nowhere to run from the fire she breathes. She got horns like a devil, pointed at me, and there's nowhere to run from the fire she breathes. She got horns like a devil, pointed at me, and there's nowhere to run from the fire she breathes. Horns like a devil, pointed at me. She got two little horns and they give me a little bit. She got two little horns and they getting me